Hey guys, Mina here and welcome to a collage making video. Today I prepared a pre-made design for this project and also downloaded some of the patterns you can see here from Graphic Stock website. This website has over 300,000 graphics and photos and textures you can use for your own art projects, and if you click on this button or in the link below, you can check out their 7-day free trial where you can actually download around 140 pieces of content for yourself. And don't worry, all of these things you download will be completely free for use for you, and you won't have any problems by infringing anybody's rights. So what I did here was following my thumbnail artwork you can see in the teeny tiny piece of paper right next to my big paper, and just adding on details and the character design I just did on top of my head. I decided to use a very lightly and loosely applied line art because it will be covered later on with a lot of different papers and techniques, so I didn't really go all the way into precise details for this part of the drawing. I was very inspired by Hatsune Miku and her design, and I wanted this drawing to be, well, mainly in blue shades. And just to add on a texture of my own, I did the splatters, after which I used up the textured paper that I showed to you, and I ripped it into ribbons for later use to put on different areas of her body, of her clothing, and of her hair. I used the texture of the Japanese waves to put in her hair so that it looks like she's some sort of a water creature, or just like made of water, or her hair. Oh yeah, and don't mind my hands, these are the hands of the artist who was dabbed in glue and paper and colors, like for the most part of this video. Since this is a character that has a water theme and a kimono theme, I picked out some kimono patterns and just used a koi fish pattern, and later on a traditional half circle Japanese kimono pattern for some other bits and pieces. As you can see, I am just roughly taking off chunks of the ribbons and just not doing a precise job at all. This technique is different from the regular collage technique you would usually learn in school by using colored papers. This is a technique I was actually taught as a fashion designer to use, because this is how the fashion designers get ideas and concepts for dresses, so they can use pieces of newspaper or different textures, maybe even glue on some feathers or pearls or anything like that can be added to the design, and just combine it. And of course, don't be afraid, this technique may look very messy, because it is, but this technique is also very much fun because it combines different types of layers of paper and glue and different techniques. In this drawing, I used a different set of tools that I usually use because I used it all. I used watercolors. I have my Winsor & Newton mini pack with me. I used Copic markers. I used different sets of different kinds of brushes, and I did use a white marker from Graphmaster, and I used a white jelly roll pen, and of course different Sakura Pigma brushed ink pens. So I just took what I had on my art shelf and just combined it all. Of course, you can do the same results with just regular pencils and watercolors, just combining them, mixing them. And what I'm doing right here is blending out the edges of the torn papers by covering them up with shading, with darker colors, with black line art, and just making it all looking like it's supposed to be there, just blending it in and making it belong in there. As a final touch, I got some old thread, gold thread from my mother. She just pulled it out of the box, thank you mom, and gave it to me to make her tassels actually into real tassels. And this is something fashion designers also do. As I said, they stick different fabrics or feathers or anything you can think of and just stick it on the drawing and on the collage. It's also an acceptable part of the collage technique, and just make it look more realistic. This was a really big pain in the well and it was very hard for me to just like maintain the shape of the thread while the glue was drying out, but oh well. And of course, for final touches, I use some dark blue Copics to blend everything in and to make her look more 3D. As you can see, she looks different from every angle because some of the parts give different texture, and some of them even are shiny. And I even used some gold marker on top of it. So enjoy what I made for you guys this week.